So we picked up this Jeep and we were heading up this morning. It's right about 7 a.m. We didn't get reservations to go up for the sunrise. We're gonna go up there and spend most of the day up there in the national park, see the crater.
Turn right onto Hanson Road.
So you can see the factory on the right here and the museum right here on the left, which has quite a bit of the equipment on display. And we are headed up to Haleakala, so you take the road right next to the sugar factory and the museum and adorable old post office. Nene.
Elevation 2,500 feet already.
So still 7,500 feet to go. It's 10,000 feet high, and the West Maui Mountains on the other side are around 5,000 feet.
Continue on State Highway 378 for 19 miles.
National Park. So we're going to grab the annual pass so that we can go to others as we're heading out west here this fall.
Good morning. We wanted to buy the annual pass.
Okay. I need a credit card, please.
Okay.
And which annual pass you want? The one for all national
Yes,
parks?
please.
It'll be $80.
So we just entered the national park, Haleakala National Park. And what, we're 7,000 feet, so we still got 3,000 feet to go. And about 8 miles of driving, I think, still left, and we'll be in the national park that entire time. So.
The White Telescope on the left is the largest solar telescope in the world.
Wow.
It'll start being operational next year. The one with the mirrors is a laser-guided telescope for deep space exploration. And then the other little ones are University of Hawaii, and they pipe down a feed to 7 universities throughout the world.
Oh, wow.
You can't go in them. I've never been in. They just write up once in a while with people that work there, and they kind of give me
Oh, yeah?
inside information.
So you can't visit any of the observatories?
No, you can't get in.
Wow.
I can't get in. The sign there, that's where the trail
I see it.
is.
Yep.
What was your name?
I'm Bear.
Bear?
Nice to meet you, Bear. Brad and Christina.
Hey, Christina.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks, nice driving.
Be safe.
Thanks. Enjoy your hike.
Aloha.
Aloha.
How cold is it?
It's chilly.
60, 58 maybe even cooler. The sun might make it feel a little bit warmer, but definitely need a jacket. Surprisingly, the winds aren't that bad.
Pants would have been.
day like today, you can see the Big Island. And on the other side, you can see Lanai Island and the West Maui Mountains over there. And then just past the peak of the West Maui Mountains over there, you can see off in the distance is the island of Molokai. We're at the visitor center at the summit area of Haleakala National Park. Keep in mind there's no gas in the park at all, so you're going to want to have a full tank. There's also no food, so if you're going to plan on staying up here more than a few hours, which probably recommended if you're going to take a hike. If you're just coming up to see the sights, take some pictures, you can probably do it within a couple hours and get back down. But I would recommend bringing a snack because there's no food in the national park area. There's some What'd you get?
We bought the
I think I only have
what is it called? America the Beautiful, the National Park annual pass. This is just the passport, so you can, comes with the map. There, it's all by regions. And so our first one was Haleakala.
flowers and plants growing at the summit of Haleakala. So we're on one of the trails. This is just like a 0.2 or 0.3 mile trail that hikes up the summit, or from the summit visitor station. The actual summit is up a little higher behind us, which we've already been to. And there's some trails up there you can walk. And then you see behind me, there's a trail that actually goes down in the crater. And we had a hitchhiker on the way up named Bear, who's lived here for 25 years. And he comes up and he hikes down through that crater. He says it takes him about 5 hours to hike that hike from here through the crater all the way down to a parking area that's down, what was it, around?
If we go up there, you can actually
9,000
see
feet.
the trails down through the crater.
Actually, it must be down to about 7,000 feet because the crater's 3,000 feet lower. So basically there's a parking lot about 3,000 feet down the elevation where you can park, catch a ride up, and then hike down. It's about a 5.5 hour hike. Chris is pointing out the trails that you can see through the crater. And I doubt, unless you live here, you're going to have traveled with your pets over here, but there are no pets on the hiking trails. So if you come over with your pet or you move here and you're coming to do this first time, don't drag your pets up here because they won't be able to go on a hike with you. We just saw a plane coming in to make the landing, and it looked tiny, and it was below us, which was pretty crazy. We're still around 10,000 feet, but we're about ready to descend, so it's time to put away those portable devices, turn them off, and stow them as we make our landing at the bottom of the mountain.
You're funny.
On the way down Haleakala, we stopped at the Lavender Farm. They've got a cafe, but it's not a full food cafe. They've got some snacks there and some coffee drinks, but no public restrooms. So we're gonna take a quick look at the Lavender Farm area, and then we're gonna head down and find some restrooms before we head out the volcanic area, the lava flow area of the road to Hana. And they do have some porta potties, but no public restrooms in the cafe.
Into my secret garden.
I love your secret garden.
Oh, gecko.
Gecko.
Oh, give me some more.
So we stopped at the Lavender Farm, and we both needed a restroom, and we saw on the door that there was no public restroom. So our first reaction was just look at the Lavender Farm grounds and get down the road.
Very quick.
But then we saw they did have porta potties, and they were pretty clean porta potties. So once we
With a hand washing station.
and a hand washing station. So once we did that, took care of some business, we decided to go back into the cafe, and we were very glad we did. They have some baked goods in there, and the cinnamon roll was fantastic. They only had one left, and evidently the founder or the lady that rang us up, either her mother or father,
Yeah, I can't remember which one.
was on the Food Network and won with this cinnamon roll, and I can see why. It was fantastically delicious. And I also tried what they call love balls. It's like a oatmeal peanut butter cocoa cinnamon,
Like a no-bake.
like a no-bake cookie almost. It was delicious. So highly recommend that. We picked up some lavender sea salt to try at home, and it's a quick stop if you're going up or coming down Haleakala for a snack, and maybe
Don't miss it, because it's where the
don't
sign
miss
for
it.
the Skyline zip line is, right?
Yep, it's right by the Skyline zip line tours.
Same driveway.
Yeah, same driveway basically, so don't miss it. Now we're off to the backside, or the lava flow side of the road to Hana. We're gonna truck out that way a little ways.